Vodafone presents the pre-match.
Australia, it's all good stuff, and now we get to get into the fun. Opening game is going to kick off here on day 2. It's NRG taking on B.O.O.T. And let's talk NRG because these guys have been spectacular through the online games leading into this event. And now even some take Astralis to the edge, match they probably feel like they should have won.
Yeah, so far the biggest upset of Group B, I feel like, because the results have been clear-cut, but the fact that NRG took Astralis to overtime, were even in a position to win it in regulation, was the most impressive thing. And even more impressive, the fact that Daps was the guy leading the pack individually, right? He's the in-game leader of the team. You don't really look towards him to be the star and deliver such a big performance.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team now that has these players, has guys like, I mean, Daps is all great, but you want the guys like Ethan, you want the guy like Cirque. Did they show you enough yesterday, Sniper?
I saw a lot from those guys in particular. Cirque, obviously, those clutch situations he was in. Glaive was trying to be sneaky in that 1v3, and then Cirque just fires onto him straight away. It was so fast, and there was a lot of great AWPing from Cirque. I mean, look, this is what we come to believe from Cirque Online, and just to see it transition to LAN is just a huge relief, I think, for not just for us, but for NRG as well.
Yeah. Well, here's the kind of build-up. I want to talk about the expectations of this team because I know this NRG team is one of my most exciting storylines to follow through this event coming in. But I don't know where to establish the bar for success. Where do we say they had a good event? Are you going to put those expectations on them? Is it kind of just like this is the first event as a team, see what they've got, or are you expecting them to make it to the playoffs? Are you expecting them to get out of the groups?
They've got to be happy with what they've done so far, right? And maybe even disappointed because they did have Astralis on the ropes. And then to have Daps bail them out as well, it's like, well, where were the rest of the guys? Fugly had a particularly bad series, but I think this is where you got to say, look, up against B.O.O.T, we need to win this one. This will prove ourselves a little bit, and then just one step at a time, just one game at a time. And then when they look back on this tournament, SK is already out of the way, Renegades are already through in the other groups. Like, it's just a great opportunity, building blocks, like you said, for them. One game at a time, though. I mean, B.O.O.T first.
I think for them, B.O.O.T is a must-win, really, considering their results online and what they've shown. I think after that, because they're meeting, if they win this game, they meet the loser of G2 Fnatic. That's not, unwinnable territory, really, for NRG either. So if they get an extra win there, I think they can be really satisfied.
We're going to see the stages being set. As you can see the vetoes coming out Overpass and Dust 2. We still don't get to see that. I think everyone's excited for it.
Well, I was going to say a lot of things. For example, NRG have such a deep map pool. Cobblestone was their worst map, so they can afford to veto Dust 2. This is where B.O.O.T gets into a lot of trouble because they don't really... when you look at it, Overpass, Nuke, Inferno, nothing is really great for them. They decide to veto Overpass, and Cash would have been like one good pick for them. This is where both teams get really good picks, as in a sense that their opponents don't play it as much, with Cash and Inferno for NRG, and the decider was
Mirage.
So it's a bit of a middle ground map pool, isn't it? Really,
yeah, that's like perfect for both teams.
Yeah, any other veto, you'd probably see B.O.O.T get blown out of the water here. They used to veto. They used to play Cobble as well, so they're affected by that. They forced NRG to veto Dust 2, which, as you were saying yesterday, that's the underdog's job. And NRG obviously just getting it out of the way straight away. So Cache, Inferno, Mirage. I feel like B.O.O.T's Cache isn't too bad. They actually beat Tyloo on Cache.
We actually saw some cool things out of him yesterday. The unfortunate part is those cool things didn't translate to too many round wins. But, I mean, you see kind of some of the ideas forming as we have with the Asian teams over the years. Yeah,
I mean, look, these guys, that they know how to play against the other Asian teams. It's just going to be about whether or not they can transfer it to that NA play style. NRG, they run a very tight ship. It looks like they've got their rigid patterns and their setups and their defaults and their set executes. And I think that's where maybe B.O.O.T need to break that down. It's what they would do if they were versing any other team in Southeast Asia. They just need to not get stage fright, basically.
And also another good thing is all of these maps really are not super op heavy, right? On a map like Cache, yes, you can lock down a site with an op, and on Inferno, again on the CT side towards B, right? It can be a big asset, but it's not like a train. So the fact that Cirque is a superstar for NRG, on the other side of things, you have Splashkey, and can he really be on that level?
Well, we're about to find out as Dreamscape tries to avoid the boot. We're going to send it over to the best of Britain. It's Henry and Harry.
Thank you very much, Jason. We're getting right into the action here. We're live on Cash, NRG side on the T side, and Winter taking a bullet to the face. That should be his round over. And it's up to Splash now to try and hold them off towards the B side, but the smokes have been deployed. NRG looking very poised to take this one, Harry.
Yeah, they've got straight into the bomb site, and we're having a hard time getting back into this round, that is for sure. They've got the one smoke up on Splash. Maybe they could do something with it. He's going to be over here towards Heaven. The bomb is already down. NRG taking a very, very commanding start here on their T side. But now going to look to try and push on him once that smoke blooms. Ethan, he's holding on there, but he's able to line up 2, maybe even a 3rd. It's him and Cirque completely locked this down. This round's already over. That was clinical from NRG. They take a total of 32 damage as well on Ethan in that entire round, so that was it.
Pistol rounds don't really get much more convincing than that. Good coordination from NRG, bomb down about a kill, and completely smoking off. Perfect positioning. CTC do nothing about it. Absolute nightmare starts. This is B.O.O.T's map pick. We're live on Cash. Loser will be going home. We should make that clear. Winner doesn't make it to the playoffs just yet, but they'll certainly be on their path to do so as we get into round number 2 here. Quite a rifle focus from NRG. You can see the AKs are out. 1 Galil as well. Daps on the Mac 10. And in terms of the force buy, nothing really at all for B.O.O.T. You haven't even seen like many deagles here. Just focusing on the P250s and no nades, no armor. So this is a very conservative approach.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I kind of, I don't mind seeing that, Henry. I'm a big fan of seeing teams starting to prioritize that extra utility heading into that round 4 buy.
I guess if you know you're the team that has significantly less firepower as well, you know you'll need the grenades. You're going to have to focus on teamwork and stifling your opposition with the utility. So yeah, it does make sense. I don't know a lot about B.O.O.T, I'll be honest, but I'm interested to see. I've heard some good things, and even more so about NRG. They seem to be the dark horse of this tournament. Had Astralis on the ropes in overtime yesterday. That was their game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I've been since seeing them over in the Pro League, I've been a pretty big NRG fan. And I'm happy to see them have a pretty good showing. I think this is going to be very, very tricky for B.O.O.T, there's no denying it. But, well, here's Tommy over on Forklift. He makes things a little bit worrying, but they do manage to deal with him. It is just Bankai left 1v4. He's got that Deeg, and maybe he can find something. But in NRG, they're looking pretty damn good to secure this second round. They only lose Cirque. But yeah, I mean, since seeing these guys over in the Pro League, Henry, they did very, very well there. I think they came second with Liquid being the team that finished just ahead of them.
So they've got back-to-back events coming up. They've got this one and then Dallas. So great to see them actually being able to prove themselves online. I think a lot of people have been saying like they could possibly be onliners. Obviously, they're great results in the Pro League, turned a lot of heads, but can they convert it to a LAN performance? And so far, I would say it's a resounding yes. Everyone seems to be agreeing that, especially Cirque. He's showing the world that he can translate that online showing to big tournaments like this.
And I mean, everyone writes home about Cirque, I think with good reason, but the other name that, doesn't, or at least I don't think has had enough praise yet is definitely Ethan. He looked so good during those online matches. If he can keep that form going, he's going to be just absolutely unreal. I think he got MVP for the NA Pro League as well. A lot of people thought that Cirque would have been the man to get it. In this round, though, Tommy's grabbed himself an AK, and he's just going to look to try and get the hell out of there with that. That's not too disappointing for B.O.O.T. Especially considering, if you recall, they went for that pretty low investment into that second round. So they're going to have a lot to work with heading into the next. The remaining players just going to start to back away. NRG getting up 3-0 early on here on B.O.O.T's map pick. But easy street ends for them now as the bye will be coming in the next round. And as you said, Henry, the emphasis on this game is that the loser of this will be heading home.
Or staying in lovely Sydney.
Yeah, that's true. I would stay.
You don't get a ticket straight away in an envelope and say, get the hell out of here. You are allowed to stay for the event, enjoy the lovely weather, the beautiful surroundings. But for now, it looks like the gun run will begin, but we have got a tactical timeout by the looks of things. I'd assume it's called by B.O.O.T just to kind of coordinate a setup. They have saved an AK-47. Tommy will have the responsibility of wielding that. The AWP does come through. Here's the boys over at NRG. The admin's getting involved. That suggests maybe this is technical. The headset is off. That is a telltale sign. And they'll be working out how they can fix this as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
Gives us a chance to kind of break things down and talk about NRG a little bit more. It seems to be quite an exciting time for them overall. They've obviously brought over a British coach as well. Quite a bold move to bring over Imi. He was never considered like a huge name of UKCS, always quite plucky, always part of some decent teams. He's the in-game leader, had strategies, maybe a bit hot-headed at times, but he seems like he's really found his role within NRG. It seems like he's been instrumental in part of their success.
Yeah, I mean, we saw him came over, and at first I was really questioning how much of a difference that would make, right? You kind of look at this team, there's a lot of experience in it anyway, mixed with, some of those younger names. you know, some of those less experienced players. And I was wondering, you know, what can IMI really bring to the table? But yeah, he's done a lot for this team. If you kind of look at it, even in interviews rather, it's quite clear that you know, that they're giving him his fair share of like you know, credit for their success. I mean, you know, I think he has been pretty instrumental. But I'm very excited to see if they can, you know, keep up the results over on LAN. As you know, as you pointed out yesterday versus Astralis, it felt like it was their game to win, and they ended up giving it away. But Astralis, everyone kind of goes on about being the best team right now. They definitely look the most drilled. They definitely look like the team that is going to be the most consistent. And NRG, I mean, you know, they kind of, in some sense, threw that game away, it felt like. So not too bad for your first performance over on LAN. Now they have B.O.O.T, which, you know, I think we can agree is relatively a little bit easier to topple. That said, I would tend to disagree with you. Splash going to be the first man to go down. Cirque, it was him who found the entry. He's going to go peeking out over into mid.
Well, here we go. Cirque on that AWP. There is an orb in the hands of Impression. Flashbang deployed, and with this man advantage, it's going to smoke off towards Connector. Just try and bait out a reaction from the CTs. Will anyone challenge? Will anyone hunt for information? Pushing towards B, squeaky door. Normally quite common approaches. And we'll see whether any of those sort of antics come through. Ethan does manage to get some control towards the mid area. CT's nowhere to be seen as he pushes his way up. They've actually had to fall all the way back, and Ben Kai holding up towards that squeaky door. But Cirque, as ever, delivering with that lovely AWP shot there. Ben Kai, he's got no bullets left in his M4. He has to get down to the USP. That is not an ideal range, and that's a bit of a nightmare scenario. That's why the M4A1S is seeing less and less action these days, Harry. The 20 bullets can be very detrimental in some certain situations.
Most definitely. It all comes down to Winter. He's 1v4. You imagine he's going to try and save, but in finding that kill, he has telegraphed his position the way of NRG. They're going to come hunting for him, and Breezy's going to be the man to find it. So NRG move up 4-0. Let's not forget, this is the map pick of B.O.O.T, and I think this is a pretty must-win map for them. NRG very well drilled over on Inferno. They've been playing it a lot in you know, the different online leagues they're a part of. Saw them kind of be quite fond of that map over in Pro League.
The main question that I have: are we going to see Dust 2 today?
That's okay. Yeah, no, Henry, I'm going to get behind you there. You know, we have a bit of like perhaps a lull in the action. I really want to see some Dust 2. I'm craving it now.
I think I saw someone tweet out. I think that they're probably right. The fact is probably only going to happen in the grand final, like a best of 5. So that's when you'll see it come out, and that would be absolutely insane to see it drop then. Hopefully we get to see it before. We really want to see a bit of a brawl on that map, especially like the likes of FaZe. If they can get Guardian and Nico, Rain on that sort of map, a high fragging affair could be a lot of fun.
I'd love to see it in the next best of 3. You know, the Mouse Sports versus Astralis. I think that would be a truly spicy game if we're able to catch a glimpse of it come out there. You know, Mouse, they're kind of. I think they could be pretty unpredictable.
With Oscar and Chris J. Chris J used to be the beast of Dust 2. He was insane at that map, and him and Oscar, that's quite scary. I think they can bully a lot of people in the VJs now, knowing that Dust 2 probably in their favor.
And you know, I mean, you kind of think about, you know, that entire matchup and the fact that you know, with how the maps aligned, that the pressure's definitely going to be on as to how they want to play that, right? Because those are sort of the 2 teams that everyone's kind of saying are the most consistent right now. And, you know, their map pools don't exactly align. So I think there's a good shot. Maybe we could see it there, Henry. I hope we do. I really hope we do.
The next game, that's going to be Mouse Sports Astralis, the second best of 3 of the day. So make sure you stick around for that. For now, B.O.O.T versus NRG. And I have to say, NRG are the heavy favorites coming into this one. As you can see, that is translating quite nicely. 5-0 now. AWP for Splash this time. It was Impression that had it before. As we head into the next round. Looks like a B split, maybe nice and fast. You can see 3 players coming through, and it's quite a defensive hold, but a player towards Heaven might be in a lot of trouble here. Quite a defensive hold. CTs will find that first shot. Ethan goes down, and even a double kill for Splash. Nice work. Didn't have to work too hard for them. Just good positioning. Splash now taking considerable damage, but he's absolutely fine. Might even get a third here. Lots of damage being done, but Breeze will answer back. 3-on-3 now, but you can see they are the walking wounded. Bomb should be planted momentarily, and the retake will begin. Molotov for that Heaven position available.
Breezy tries to take the peek, and now he's left it all onto Fugly, who goes into CT, but Ben Kai, 3 quick kills. And the round going to be going the way of B.O.O.T. be happy with that one. It was a nice hold from Splash inside the site with the AWP. I didn't even know there were AKs up there either, Henry. Did you know that that was what was in that little box with that little cinematic we
I
just
did
saw?
know, yeah.
Wow, I
There's
feel very
an
uneducated.
There's an AWP, there's a UMP, there's AKs, there's all sorts in there.
Oof.
But you just can't get to them.
A real anarchist toy box up there. But this was nice as well from Benkai. Really locking it down from CT. You can kind of see the idea behind it right from NRG. Try and take that fight, try and get the trade. But 3 individual fights, he's going to take that all day long. So B.O.O.T find their first round here. And now NRG, they've still got plenty of money. They've gone in with the buy. They have a chance to reset B.O.O.T in this round. So that's going to be back on the AWP. And look at this from Tommy and Impression. They've both made their way into main. They're going to go aggressive. Cirque's trying to keep an eye on things. He spots out the first, but that's a big shot to miss. Luckily enough, Ethan's going to come through with one. Surely not a second as well as Impression. He's going to fall shortly after Fugly finds him. And just like that, they've turned what looked like a very, very bad start there. A few missed shots from Cirque into a chance of getting out of this bomb site. They're going to go for it. Breezy. Extend that man advantage that much more now. Is just Winter and Splash left alive 2v4.
Well, Splash with the AWP coming from the position, tries to flank the bomb site, but unfortunately with the AWP, now he's been spotted. It's 4 versus 1. He'll have no option but to save. You can see the money not in a great position. Impression has got 5k. Splash should hit this shot. Unfortunately, that might just give up his position. He's got players all around him. Probably gets one of them. Not even that. Nice shot from Daps. And there we have it. 6-1. Reset comes in. Tommy with 4.5k, but Impression 6.6. Oh, it's not looking too good. They might just have to take the full eco here, maybe drop some pistols. I've just seen an AWP being dropped, so they are going for the full investment. Splash will pick it up. M4 for Tommy. UMP. Benkai presumably gets an SMG as well. Indeed, he does. So it's not awful, all things considered. Certainly means an eco if they drop this one as we get into the next round. Number 8. And it's going to be Splash to open things up. This Force Spy looking quite promising now.
Yeah, Benkai keeps aggressing forward over here in mid. He's tempted to go through that smoke, Henry. He decides against it. Instead, just posts up down here beneath the boost. NRG going to start to turn their heads towards the A bomb site. 3 players currently reside here for B.O.O.T. Benkai, he's in through mid. NRG have no idea that there is this man in the flank, and that's allowed the rotation to come in early from Winter. There's going to be 4 players inside this A bomb site for B.O.O.T. They're splashing with his second and a third. He's just tearing them apart. Fugly's going to try and answer back. They find themselves 2-on-4. Fugly has secured a bit of a foothold, but it's the flank from Benkai that could seal the fate of NRG in this round. Fugly, he falls at the hands of Impression, and the Force Spy from B.O.O.T does pan out. They lock in their second. Fist bumps all around. They're going to be feeling good about that one.
Yeah, that was a huge gamble to take. 1 AWP, the M4. Certainly a Force Spy, but it pays off. Plenty of money, though, still for NRG. Even after the reinvestment, Harry, they've still got 6k on Ethan. So we're getting to round number 9 now. 6-2. Still going to be a little bit of a struggle with the reinvestments. Reset potential certainly still there. Splash still on that AWP. I like the fact they've got a nice change of pacing on the boot side. They seem to want to take aggressive duels at the very start towards A main, move the AWP around, and that's what Cash really lends itself towards, that more dynamic, versatile stance that Splash, once again, moving over this time towards B. His middle before. Obviously, X-ray a little bit misleading there. He can't see any of that. There you go. And let's see this round slow down. This is what we'd call a default. Both teams just holding up in their standard formations. The path now for NRG is clear. All the little nook and crannies here towards A main. Wait for any CT aggression. Bait out some grenades. Try and go for mid control. That's normally the first port of call. At this point, it's going to be Ethan to go up first. He'll be smoking connector right now. Bounces off the floor. Lands in that. Throws a flashbang. He'll be able to check the vents. Some teams Molotov it, which they've just done. And now Cirque waiting for any sort of reaction now that they've got middle.
I like this, though, from B.O.O.T. They've counteracted this mid-aggression from NRG by sending Impression and Benkai up in towards main. They get the information that no one's there, and now they've secured a foothold in this portion of the map. That frees up Tommy to rotate round into the B bomb site. You can see also Benkai now backing off as well. They're going to have 3 players here with a reasonably fast rotation from Benkai, all things considered. Winter throws down that smoke to delay it that much more. Splash going to open up with one onto Ethan, and now Winter, he's in with one. Splash just leaves the site, he gives it up. 20 seconds on the clock. That bomb has to go down for NRG.
Not looking too good. 4 on 3. Bugley will do whatever he can. Default plant coming through. Not much utility, actually. There's the final incendiary. It costs Bugley a lot of HP there, trying to get himself in towards the little pit here. It does work out for now, and the retake will begin. They have got kits. AWP for Splash. Bugley waits, and I could feel that coming. Splash will take him down. Looks like a guaranteed round at this point, unless Cirque can go absolutely huge as he holds towards the vent.
Yeah, Cirque, everyone talks about him. Here we go. Oh, what is that shot?
Oh,
Cirque's
God,
got
no.
3.
No!
Surely there's no way. Cirque is a beast, Henry.
That's absolutely unreal. That's got to be one of the sickest plays of the tournament so far. You could have felt after he hit the first one, it was done. He was going to hit absolutely everything at that point. My God, he's living up to the hype now. Cirque really does throw down the gauntlet. That was beautiful Counter-Strike. You see that desperate full defuse coming in from Splash. He thought, there's no way he'll kill all of us. He's got like 5 HP, and he resets them, and that could be the game. I think it's over.
Oh, impressions brought out the Duelberetters. I mean, what a way to try and get back into this. But my goodness, Cirque, you can see why he's got this fearsome reputation. And my goodness, if that doesn't boost the morale, I don't know what will. Those Duelberetters get nothing done. And oh, Tommy's going to get given the boot as well. Breezy finds him. Only Winter. And oh no, Henry, what can you even do after that? I mean. That is just Cirque styling over Boot. There's a reason why there's so much hype around this man, and that there just showcases it perfectly. To keep a level head in a situation like that, you know, how he played it, just pixel perfect in every way. Whew.
Yeah, I think everyone needs to calm down, take the time out, and it looks like another eco for Boot. A 4-on-1. Incredible scenes coming in from Cirque. Well, here we go then, Breezy to face middle. And straight up kills coming in all over the map. This looks like it's over quicker before I can really break it down.
You know what? We need a pause to come in, not only for Boot's sake, but just for mine. Just, you know, calm down a minute. Henry, I had, you know, the iconic combo, espresso and a latte heading into this game. It's all a bit much. So maybe a step back. NRG up 9-2. And quite reassuringly as well, we got a nice performance in this game thus far from Fugly, who, as the analyst kind of mentioned, didn't really have the game of his life yesterday versus Astralis. You know, you kind of imagine how different it could have been had we seen the full squad and, you know, just kind of in the mode that we're so used to seeing. There's Cirque, man, on your screen right now. He's 9-5. But the kills he has got are some of the most important that we've seen for NRG in this game. It's the definition of high impact. Cirque over here towards B. Winter's going to go creeping on through. And he's had kind of varying levels of success from this position. Benkai going to get boosted up in the meantime. Maybe he finds something, although losing Splash early on in his squeaky. That's going to hurt Boot. Now a man down.
Well, well, well. What was looking like quite a promising game is all falling apart. Benkai will be feeling a little bit under pressure there. Good Molotov from NRG. Even better shot from Breezy as he bolts out to the squeaky door there. Tommy at least gets the frag in return. And Tommy won't be long for this world, I'm afraid. I don't think Benkai will get much out of this either. This round is over before you can really start to get into it. There's no bomb down. There's no chance to have a proper pincer towards the bomb site, a strategy be deployed, just straight up duels all over the place. And it will be double digits already. This could be one of the quickest games of the tournament so far. This is very, very fast indeed. 10-2, and money's broken again. But Benkai's like, you know what, guys, we're buying. That's it. And what's going on here? Oh, that coach does not look happy.
Well,
he really
yeah.
doesn't.
He's really drilling into them, but sometimes that's what you need, you know? Quick dab with the old towel. Get the sweat out. And,
yeah, JKS uses that as well. It makes sense. I get quite sweaty hands when I play. I have to use like liquid chalk on my hands. I've never used a towel before, so I get it. Kind of, some of the mice, especially those white Zowie ones, kind of like get a bit slippery. the gloss finish.
See, I don't get sweaty in the hands, but I get like sweaty everywhere, like visibly sweaty everywhere
Sure.
else. It's kind of disgusting, Henry.
Not really relevant to the conversation, but
no,
I
not
like
at
it. Thank
all.
you very much for bringing that in.
Oh, well, you know, that's why I should just play with like a British flag draped over me. I mean, maybe that's offensive using that to rub off my sweat, but you know, you never know. Benkai's brought out the FAMAS. No one else has bought anything apart from Tommy, who has that, you know, the Deegan armor. He had a little bit more to invest, and then they have a few upgraded pistols here and there. This is a lot of faith in Benkai, who sits up on top of the boost. They put a lot of faith into one man. You kind of admire them for it. Can this Lone Warrior get anything done? It doesn't look like he can, Henry. NRG aren't heading that way, or maybe they will. Maybe now that I've said it, I've tempted fate. No, they're going to back away and head over here towards the B-bomb site where 3 players for Boot, Light, and Wait. That's going to be Splash, Winter, and Impression here. They're going to take the fight. Oh my goodness, this could be a bit of a slaughter. Fugly's opened up, and now they realize the error of their ways. They try to fall back into the bomb site, and while Winter manages one, that's it. Daps 2 quick kills on the entry, and this round looks all said and done. Benkai with that clutch FAMAS gets nothing done in this round. Didn't even see anyone. He's just going to go ahead and head off into Squeaky to save. NRG going to get themselves an 11th round. This is looking like a pretty quick game.
Yeah, Benkai did force buy with the FAMAS. I'm not really sure what that did for them because he won't be able to buy next round unless he saves. He'll be in towards T-spawn right now, looking to get exit frags. Not really worth it, I'm afraid, my friend, because you can see Cirque, he's going to be rocking with 16k next round. And Ethan's coming very quickly towards T-spawn. This FAMAS needs to be saved, and even if you get 1 kill, really not worth it. Not even going to get it. So that goes down for absolutely no reason. Tommy just hoping that he can find some exit, but needs to be a little bit careful that. One will go off. And there will be 4 players to survive. Like I said, 16k for Cirque and Ethan, actually. So they are certainly set for the rest of the round. Benkai, probably not. You have to go for the UMP. I would imagine his Daps getting it done. In towards that B site. Easy does it. Tactics aren't really a thing anymore. You can see they're overwhelming them. Just raw skill and just decent fundamentals generally. Nothing really to write home about. There he is. Daps, the in-game leader. 8 kills, 3 deaths. That's absolutely fine when you're up like 11-2.
And I mean, this is where that force from Benkai kind of comes back to really punish him. He's got the MP9. Now, Henry, if you remember, I'm a big MP9 fan. But
that is true.
This might be asking a little too much of the rather small SMG. He's over in mid with it. Won't find anything, it doesn't look like. Instead, NRG setting up for this A-bomb site take. They've got 3 players here, one of them being Cirque, who kind of counts as 5, all on his own. He's ready to try and lead the charge with the AWP. Impression inside the bomb site. Tommy on the highway. He's going to come rotating in. Benkai, in the meantime, aggressive in through mid. Keep an eye on that. Maybe that leads to something. Tommy is going to fall. Impression. AFK in the corner, tries to play the anti-flash. He goes down, and they've read the play from Benkai. He's going to fall at the hands of Fugly. It's just Splash and Winter left. And contrary to what you've heard, Winter isn't coming. Instead, he's rotating away into the B-bomb site.
Yeah, they're not really having to work too hard at all, are they? Just open squeaky door, out you go, kill everyone, no problem whatsoever. It looks like Boot might be done here on their map pick, Harry. This is theirs. We move to Inferno next, where NRG will have more room to have, I guess, a more tactical approach, slower paced game. Maybe they don't even want that. As we will see Winter trying to save the M4. He'll be traded out at this point. Oh, gets 2. So we'll have a weapon for the next round, presumably. Starts to try and save, finds an AK-47, holding towards Checkers. We'll see if he survives. It looks like he probably will. Unless Dap somehow chases him down. Not going to happen, so there we go. He'll save the AK. That's pretty much all they have. He gets to drop an AWP, so he can give that to Splash. There it is. Coming into round number 15. I really do think if that 4-on-1 hadn't happened, this would have been quite a good game.
Yeah, I mean,
destroyed everything. It took the wind out of their sails.
It really has. They look so deflated. You know, the coach was up in arms. I don't even think you could really get too upset with the players at that point. I just think, you know, what can you say when stuff does that? It hasn't even really done too much since. You know, it's kind of been everyone else just stepping up. But one big round, and he sucked the morale dry out from Boot. Fugly's boosted up here. There is a man down beneath him. That's Benkai. I love his dedication of the MP9. Hasn't paid off just yet, but maybe it will. Fugly is here. And as he goes peeking over, this is peak performance range for the MP9. Oh, he spots him, sprays away. Oh, gonna finally land it, but now they know where Benkai is. He's in a very, very tricky spot here over mid. He's gonna take the fight. MP9 in with a second. This is what you want to see from the Shredder.
Well, this is looking much more promising, absolutely so. As Benkai pushes in, already got 2 frags to his name. It doesn't look like he's happy with that. Gets in towards the mid-warehouse now. Less than a minute, and NRG waiting for CTs to make mistakes. Ethan can find one, but good response. Now finding a couple of AKs. Daps, a bit unfortunate the timing, but does recover. Easy hits this one. The round could fall apart again. I'm not really sure what Winter's up to there, if I'm honest. Not really the call to make. You're alone in A. You have no information as to what's on the other side. You run in with your gun out, no flashbang. That was a bit of a blunder, as I would say. Harry.
Well, you know what, Henry? Maybe it was, but maybe there is a silver lining here for B.O.O.T. I can't find one, but maybe it's there. As they're heading in. I was trying to be optimistic, and it just doesn't work when NRG are looking this damn good. There's Breezy. Down goes Tommy. It's all into impression. He's going to just walk into the crosshair of Daps. 13-2 at the end of this first half. What a dominant performance from NRG, who have really come in today, all guns blazing. There is going to be a second half. Let's see if the momentum carries forward for NRG or if B.O.O.T can haul this one back. We'll be back after the break.
Well, we all came into this tournament wondering whether NRG could live up to the online hype, and you better believe they can. Not only have they had Astralis on the ropes in overtime, this is one of the most clinical Counter-Strike performances we've seen all tournament. They've completely destroyed B.O.O.T so far in the first half, 13-2. One monstrous clutch from Stark has got them to this point. This map looks like it's done, Harry, and remember, this is the B.O.O.T map pick as well. They've really got to pull their socks up here to stand any sort of chance of surviving more than a few rounds.
Yeah, heading into this second half, that pistol round looks just necessary at this point if B.O.O.T want to stay afloat in this sea of NRG. It's looked so good from everyone actually on this team. Cirque with a few big rounds, but also Ethan putting up some serious numbers. We've seen Breezy, Daps, Fugly, the whole crew is in full swing. Now they're over on that CT side, and B.O.O.T, well, this has to be an impressive pistol round. If you recall, NRG, they kept all 5 players alive. Their pistol round was clinical, to say the very least. And B.O.O.T, they're going to try the aggression out through mid. They push through their own crisscross smokes, and as a result, they've got control of Z, but they go running into Ethan. Can he cause them any problems? It's Daps to find the first, but they are able to get the trade. They've cleared out the B bomb site, and NRG, they're going to have to retake now in a 4-on-4.
They have got a kit, but it's on Ethan. He's on 11 HP, bomb to be planted. 4-on-4, but you can see there's a bit of a stronghold on the B bomb side. Nice position there from Impression as well. Going to be difficult to get him out of that nest. As the retake begins, utility available, smoke towards the entrance, but I feel like Impression's got them completely done for here. There's the first shot, and he should be getting the second as well, but Cirque says no, looking to do another incredible thing here on the server. 2 versus 1, has got the kip. Gonna fake defuse and see if he can bait them out.
1 versus 2, Cirque. He's tapped the bomb once. That smoke now going to start to fade. The Bulgarian Bloodhound trying to sniff out the last 2 players, but there's no time. He's going to go down to Benkai. Sadly, not going to pull off another ridiculous 1v4. So the pistol round does go the way of B.O.O.T. We said they needed it. They've got it. Now can they keep this form going?
Well, there it is. B.O.O.T with a nice little B split there, smoking towards middle. 2 smokes expended at the very start of the round. They will actually focus towards a connect. I think that's a really smart approach, knowing you can absolutely flank the one member that's usually in the B side and pistols. Found that kill, and the retake just absolute nightmare there. Like I said, Impression's position very strong indeed. As we'll see whether this little investment, you can see this is perfect call from NRG. They know what they're doing here. If you've got a huge lead like this, you do not need to force buy in the second round to bring out the deagles. No armor, no nades, just if you're going to 1-deag someone, you're probably not going to take any damage for it. So that's absolutely fine. Still a slight chance to win these rounds as Fugly gets ready for any sort of chance to find the heads. And here we go. Commitment towards middle. Flashbangs deployed. Smoke's coming in. And it will be Benkai to try and lead the charge.
He's the first and only man out over in mid, but he is able to open up onto Ethan. These Deagles aren't really having too much success, but just as you say, Breezy has managed to at least dispatch of Benkai. Now, Daps currently resides inside of this A bomb site on his lonesome, but look at this. Oh, Impression's out on B. It's cleared the whole thing. That bomb's going to start to rotate round. They might have spied out Splash over here in main. And they catch him back and away. So that's an AK to be retrieved. You imagine they might just look to hold on to this and take it with them into the next round. Although that said, I mean, 3-on-3 is such a big round difference. Maybe we see them attempt something here as that bomb's still yet to go down. They are going to have a little bit of time to play around with.
We'll have a look. I don't see them doing much of this, but the fact they've got the UMP now as well, the AK, Deagle, CZs, this is definitely worth a save. Just take this for the next round. AK-47, hands of Daps, who's been playing well this tournament, I have to say. There's definitely a chance they can run away with the next round, so they will save. And just look for exit to this point. Breezy in that useless room, as we've so fondly called it at this point. And have a look at the exit formation for B.O.O.T. They're going through the B storage area. They are indeed making some noise. 1D, they can't quite find it.
Oh, B.O.O.T, they've been able to convert this round, but this one here isn't going to be easy for them. That AK carried forward, the UMP, the CZs as well. It's going to be like running into a bit of a force buy, especially as Daps and Breezy had extra cash as a result of not grabbing the armor in that second round. They can now invest in it now. So suddenly this looks like a pretty scary third round if you are B.O.O.T coming up against this. Daps has looked pretty good. Considering he's not really the person you write home about expecting to put up these massive numbers, he's been doing the damage for NRG. throughout these games. Even if you think back to yesterday versus Astralis, I believe it was him who was top of the board in the very end.
I think you're right. Well, for now, Daps will have some armor as well. We'll see whether this can be taken to the next level. Ethan, my God, look at the range as well. Benkai is wondering what the hell just happened to him. Well, there's an Eagle, and that sort of range towards the boost. It's going to hurt in the morning. 5 on 4. Fugly looking to get the second kill here.
Deeg in hand, locking down the angle over in main. Can't hear Squeaky door open. He's going to hide away. That Molotov flashes him out. Now they know they've cleared out quad. They're going to start to aggress forward. The smoke goes down. Fugly works as well on a forklift. Daps is inside the site still with the AK. Dancing around Fugly. Painted up with damage. No kills yet to come in. And NRG buying plenty of time to try and go for this retake. B.O.O.T haven't even got the bomb down. They're finally able to find Fugly with the wraparound coming in from Breezy. Daps will fall. The AK not retrieved. And Cirque at close range with the CZ. Fallen back and grabbed himself the AK. Breezy opens up Squeaky into a 3-on-3. There's still a shot here for NRG as they start to close the gap. 2 players trapped on quad. Tommy has to win these fights over towards main, and he does. It's just Cirque left alive. 1v3. Tommy locks in the round and B.O.O.T. They're going to go ahead and grab themselves a 5th. They find success there, but now Easy Street has officially ended. The buy going to be coming in from NRG in this round. This is where they're going to be really tested.
Absolutely so. 3-0 for B.O.O.T. It was 13-2.5. Orb's going to come out. It's Tommy. The gun. Getting it done with the Galil. Couple of kills there, nothing really to get crazy about. Orb for Cirque, and you're right. This is where the game changes quite significantly. If B.O.O.T can find this round, it could mean a couple more on the board. Force NRG to an eco. So in terms of their initial setup, 5 AKs. Nothing really being demonstrated so far in terms of an early tactic on execution. Just to be boosting a player up towards that T-van. It's good for stopping CTs pushing up, and you can boost on top of the van as well if you want to try and go for a pick towards white box. That's coming back into fashion as the meta goes back and forth. 1 minute 20. Breezy actually made his way towards Sunroom. That's always a very beneficial position to be in. It means you can leave B almost open if you've got mid control. Benkai, same smoke towards connector going to be deployed momentarily. Bomb's still down in T spawn, so that is going to drop their utility, try and flush any CTs toward the vent, sandbags. Winter will be given the task of checking the close range angles. Less than a minute now, but they have got mid control. Bit of a reaction here. Splash will be challenged and sprays. It's not under control whatsoever though. Ethan will take him down. 5 on 4. Impression looks like he might be absolutely done for here. He seems to know a player could be in the sunroom though. Give him that.
Now Breezy pounces. Ooh, Impression's going to find him. Cirque also gets painted up with damage. Now he has to fall back into CT. He lands that shot at a Benkai. Still 2 more players to find. The smoke going to go down, and Cirque going to get cut off by that smoke. Winter and Impression. Ooh, that wallback's going to be a bit filthy on Impression. Winter's able to answer back with 1, but he still has 3 kills to find. Only 7 seconds on the clock. They can just play with the timer here, and Ethan's going to get rid of him. NRG 14-5 on the map pick of B.O.O.T. 1 away from map point here.
Well then, round number 20. This will be a difficult buy for the B.O.O.T boys. You can see they are going to go for the force. Obviously, you pretty much have to at this point. You can't allow match, or map point, I should say, come in this early. 15-5 just not recoverable. Whether they can squeeze this one out, could go a little bit deeper. We'll see. Benkai and the Deagle, same story for Winter. Splash has got the orb and no helmet. Looking to get that mid control once again. No presence towards Squeaky or B storage. Really go for that run boost, I think. And yep, Cirque will pick them off. Not as successful as they would have liked, but some decent damage there. But Breezy's going to be baited in quite nicely. They're quite good at this. Taking aggro away from certain positions and then hopefully setting up the team. Breezy's got 21 kills, so great job by him so far. 5 and 4. CT's looking dominant this round once again. Challenging still. Fugly wants these frags. Will just be molotoving off towards the boost position. Benkai already passed it, so he can stay alive for now.
Winter is to try and find something over in mid, and actually just as he creeps out, NRG take a much more passive hold. 3 players over here towards B. They have to go toe-to-toe with Breezy. There's the first. Breezy in with a second. And oh, he's on a tear. 3 kills. As he drops everyone over towards that B bomb site. It's only Benkai left alive. 1v5, Deeg in hand. And Daps and Ethan are both here. They're going to go run boosting over the top, maybe. Oh, that's awkward.
Yeah, this one's done. This boot is out of their depth right now. You can see they're getting absolutely styled on one by one. Pretty much the worst way to try and take this area. Unfortunately for the third player, though, Winter had the AWP on his back. So pulls up the pistol, and Breezy takes him down. And it looks like this game might be done. That was a force buy in itself and barely made a dent in the round. They'll be down to like SMGs, pistols, maybe even shotguns at this point. We'll see whether they can hold on. I think the coach knows this one's over. Focus on the next map, perhaps. But for now, they'll take a timeout. Work out if this is even possible. Their third pause will be deployed.
I mean, it would have to be one hell of a speech from the coach to get them back into this one.
It's map point. We've got no money. 10 rounds in a row required just for overtime. I do believe. This is a best of 3. Just to note again, if you're not just joining us after maybe seeing the clutch on Twitter or something like that, Reddit, and wondering what all the fuss is about, loser will go home. They'll be out of the tournament. And for the final round, potentially, there are CZs, Deagles, armor, and a little bit of utility. It's really not ideal. This should be the last round.
Well, as much as I love NRG, I'm hopeful that we can see B.O.O.T try and recover a little bit here, drag this game on a little bit longer. It never really felt like they've shown up in a big way ever since that round where Cirque just smited them down. NRG have looked so confident, and B.O.O.T have looked pretty drained. 3 players over in Squeaky. You can see the impressions heading in over towards main. Benkai's out in mid. They're just going to go for the brute force play into the A bomb site. Ethan, he's on highway. He's going to open up. Bugley drops Benkai. Ethan. Oh, he's been so good in these situations. 3 kills for him, and now it is just Tommy left. 1v4, CZ in hand. The bomb out in the open, and oh my goodness, look at that mini-map. They're swarming over him like vultures to a corpse. He's going to go down, and just like that, NRG, they win out map number 1, the map pick of B.O.O.T.
Not looking too good for the B.O.O.T boys, I'm afraid. Indeed, that was their pick, and they're absolutely ravaged on it. Every single kill, every player for NRG looking strong. These guys are going to go deep in this tournament. I can feel it. For now, though, that's just the first map. We're going to take a quick break and come back with the analyst, and then we'll have the second, which is Inferno.